Hello, I'm Derek White with Dope Free Soldier. I'm here talking to all the people that are incarcerated. I'm here to remind you that you're not your past, you're not your mistakes, you're not a failure. But I want you to know that time is running out. You got to get up every day. I need you to look into yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I for me or am I against me today? Every day you must decide that you're going to go forward. Because again, you may be locked down, but that doesn't make you a bad person. Everybody got the right to change. But again, the question is, do you have a mind to change? I want you to take the time. I want you to look back, but don't look too back because you're not going backwards, you're going forward. You got to live your life in forward and not in reverse. Because again, you can't live your life in reverse. Don't cheat on your future by holding on to your past. There comes a time where you got to forgive yourself and you got to decide that, you know what? I need to make a change. You got to point your fingers at you and decide, you know what? It's time for me to live up and not live down. But every day you got to be willing to give up something. Every day you got to ask yourself, did I do anything today that is going to get me where I want to be tomorrow? But again, it starts with you. Ask yourself every day, am I doing the right things? Because again, there's never a wrong time to do what's right. You got to count the cost. You got to realize that, you know what? I need to be home with my family. My family needs me more today than they did yesterday. There comes a time where you got to decide, you know what? Those friends, those so-called friends that I hold so value to my heart, I got to realize there are going to be some that's going to go to my future and some that cannot go. Because again, I have to leave the past in the past. I got to remind myself who I am by telling myself what I'm not. It's not what you say, it's what you do that's going to make an impact in those around you. But again, stop talking about I got time. You don't have time. We're running out of time. The last time you went to prison, your kids was 5. This time when you get out, your kid is going to be 10. You got to realize that you got to do some things that's going to set you free. You got to realize that society owes you nothing. It's you versus you, and you got to be winning. You define you. Yes, people are going to say a lot of things, but you define you. And you always got to rule your mind. Because if you don't rule your mind will rule you. But again, what do you say? What do you say? Because again, you got to go forward. You have no time to hold on to the past. You got to realize that, you know what? There's some things out there that are still in place. People are still tweaking and twerking, clucking and bugging. People are still drugging, mugging the mailman. But again, how do you want to live? Because everything in your life is a reflection of the choices you make. And if you want different results, then all you have to do is make different choices. You got to count the cost. You got to realize you can't go back to prison. You can't stand before a judge and he sentenced you to another 10 years because some of us don't have 10 more years. You got to set you free. You got to make yourself free and realize a negative mind would never give you a positive life. But again, who are you with? When you get up in the morning, are you asking yourself any type of question? Are you setting the atmosphere? Are you realizing that, you know, all I want in this life is to get a job. All I want in this life is my family, because in the end, it's all about your family. I need you to pray. I need you to provide, and I need you to protect your family. You got to stop leaving your family unguarded. You've been gone too long. Your kids, listen, they're growing up. They're tired of hearing mama say you're in the hospital. They're tired of hearing grandma say that you're in college. Listen, your kids figuring this out. So again, you got to stop being your worst enemy. It's time for you to go home and stay on the right side of the table of life. It's time for you to realize that, you know what? This old life is not a good life. But the worst battle is between what you know and what you feel. And every day you're going to have different emotions. And hear me, what you feel is real. But guys, feeling sorry for yourself, that can be some of the problem. Every day, commit yourself to change. Because if you don't change, nothing around you will ever change. Stop doing bad and then thinking I can go say I'm sorry, because sorry is what sorry does. And sometimes family just don't want to hear sorry anymore. You got to change your behavior. You got to change the way you're thinking. You got to change your walk, and sometimes you got to change your talk. You got to know who you are by telling yourself what you're not. And every day remind yourself you are responsible for the direction of your life. And if you don't like the direction of your life, then you got to change it. You got to get off the pity party. You got to get off the entitlement where, you know what, I'm the victim. You are not the victim. Guys, ladies, we all have been victimized to a point, but we got to lay that down. We cannot make excuses. We got to have progress. And every day, it's your business to go forward. You must go forward. But again, it always comes down to you. You'll never be defeated by what I say. You're going to be defeated by what you say. And you got to know the voices that are speaking in your head. If they're trying to break you down, bad voices. But if they're building you up, then those are positive voices. And every day you got to be positive. You won't make it unless you are committed. You won't make it unless you are committed. You can't fake this thing. You can't pretend to be something that you're not, because time will always find you out. You can't walk around in denial, because denial is a dangerous drug. And for those who are still playing with drugs while we're incarcerated, listen, the moment you use, you're going to lose. So again, you got to set yourself free. Quit getting out and talking about, I'm going to go use legalized marijuana. Listen, if I got a problem with addiction, the only thing legalized marijuana is going to do for me is send me down a spiral downward flow. But again, you got to decide. Every day, get up, be committed. Every day, tell yourself you're willing to change. Every day, tell yourself, I can, I will, and I must. I can, I will, I must. I can, I will, I must. This is Derek White, Dope Free Soldier, and I'm out. Deuces!